Dilf City. Sorry, continue.
No, I get it.
So I watched Velma. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about the new Velma TV series. So this is just my thoughts on episode 1. If this video does well, I'll probably make an episode 2 review. Sorry if I sound kind of weird, I'm a bit stuffy because I just got over being sick. But without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on the new Velma TV series. Now I went into this knowing it was going to be bad, but I tried to have high hopes. But holy crap, this is awful. As I watched the show, I took notes, so let's just go over them. So the show starts off with Velma basically being like, whoa, I'm a woman of color. You usually don't see those in cartoons. And that's one of my biggest problems with this first episode, is it's so in your face about these aren't your like parents Scooby-Doo, this is different, this is for the new generation, and it's so annoying. You can be for a new generation without just screaming it in our face. After this, I noticed that they are needlessly just adding curse words to the end of any sentence to make it more edgy and not your parents Scooby-Doo. Also, there is no Scooby-Doo. Right after Velma's little opening speech, there is a close-up on, I guess the only way to describe it is cockroach sex. And I guess this is hinting to the ending of this episode, but really, you didn't need to add that. There's a point in the beginning where we're only like 2 minutes in, where I found myself wanting to scream, yeah, we get it, you're self-aware. They're talking in the shower, how horror movies and these like adult movies are always like showing off women and like them being all like sexy, and then at the same time they are sexually like rubbing themselves while taking a shower, and it's so annoying. Cause there's a way to do self-aware jokes, but it's not like that. I just have in my notes, WTF was that opening, and I guess the only way to say it is, yeah, the opening was weak and unfunny. And the jokes were just sex jokes, and this isn't your parents' Scooby-Doo, this isn't the classic Scooby-Doo you're used to. This entire episode, that's the point they're trying to make to you. That's the point they're screaming in your face. So, Velma gets detained because she is the lead suspect for this girl's murder. They found a dead body, by the way, in a locker. And when she gets up, calmly, may I add, to just kind of be like, this is stupid, why am I being detained? You don't really have any evidence that I killed this person? These two cops that are, by the way, Daphne's lesbian mothers. That's important, I think. I don't know, it's something they add, so I thought I'd add it. They both hold, like, point blank range, point guns at this minor, and this entire episode, maybe it's on purpose, but it's still not funny. This entire episode, they're awful at their job. After this, there's an exposition dump. There's a couple in this episode, but I think the one I'm referring to in my notes is the one about Daphne's mom. And it's just told with unnatural dialogue, and it's not interesting. And it's also like, no one speaks like this. After this, for what must be the 400th time, Velma talks about how quirky she is and how different she is. And how ugly she is, too, which is like, okay. She just legit looks like a normal girl, but cool. Which leads into my next note, which is, we get it, Velma is a loser. Another joke that they just repeat throughout the entire episode is, Velma is an unattractive loser with no friends except Shaggy, or I guess in this Norville, which has been his name before this series, but he wasn't really always referred to as that, but we'll talk about that later. They really had fun making Fred the biggest ever. Yes, he's supposed to be handsome and full of himself, but he's not supposed to be flat out just mean. In this, he's a spoiled rich kid, which makes sense for Fred. But in this, he really just doesn't care about anyone else but himself. Alright, let's talk about Shaggy. Shaggy has the least amount of similarities to his original character than any of the other members of the Mystery Gang. But Shaggy being race swapped doesn't bother me. It's how Shaggy looks. His proportions are weird, and his hair is wrong for Shaggy, because it isn't Shaggy. Now, I think a black Shaggy would be cool if they gave him, like, nice, long, and shaggy dreads. But instead, they didn't give him that, and gave him short hair that's not Shaggy, and he's just doesn't even act like Shaggy. He's a simp for Velma for some reason, that's just afraid of Velma ever wanting to leave him. Another thing I found this show doing so much in just the first 27-minute episode was each joke was either gross out humor or about sex. And yeah, gross out jokes and sex jokes can be funny, but not if they're the only thing you're putting in there. I just got so tired of each joke being the exact same. There's a part where Velma is having a flashback, and her mom takes off an eye patch, and the eyeball just falls out. And I don't usually flinch at stuff like that, but I flinched because that was unexpected and not needed. I also have in my notes, yeah, no shit, your mom left you. That's pretty self-explanatory. Velma's the most annoying character in this show. I guess the writers have never seen an episode of Scooby-Doo. The personalities and the way these characters act are nothing like the characters from the original cartoon. I swear they just put the characters' names on these characters just for the money, because no one would be talking about this show if it wasn't a Scooby-Doo show. It would just be another shitty adult animation show. For 2 seconds, everybody says Velma's pretty because she puts on lipstick and a shorter skirt, I guess. And then they hate her again. And then, wait, what? Fred's here to save the day? Velma sneaks into Fred's house for, I don't actually know, I wasn't paying attention. I think it's for this camera that she does find, but she also finds that Fred is a late bloomer, and that's why he's scared of people seeing him go to the bathroom. We also find out Shaggy is a mega simp. At this point, it started sinking in that every single character in the show is an idiot. From Velma herself to her dad's girlfriend. And again, about the cops, they'd lose their job in a heartbeat. They just shot both of Fred's legs after seeing 1 second of a little fight with no proof that he was actually doing anything bad. Like, they're not even funny bad at their job, it's just irritating. And that brings us to the end, where it leaves on a spooky cliffhanger with another dead body. Overall, the first episode was not good at all. I mean, there really wasn't one thing I enjoyed about it. And I know that's not an unpopular opinion, but it's what I felt. But if one of you guys enjoy the show, I mean, I'm not judging you. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. With that being said, do you guys want me to do a review on episode 2? And what did you think of the Velma series? Also, do you like this new kind of video that I'm doing? I know it's not what I usually post on my channel, but I thought I'd try something new. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Yeah, okay, bye. Editor's note. Why are all of the Scooby-Doo spin-offs about Velma? Like, there was that 2018 one called Velma and Daphne that was also awful.